Hello and welcome to another episode of our From the Helm series, live here in Brisbane for our Resources Rising Stars Conference, the first of 2025. I'm Grady Wolf, market analyst with Bell Direct, and I'm excited for this next interview because it's in the uranium space, and that bodes really well for Greenvale Energy and Neil Biddle, the executive chairman. Neil, thanks for joining me today. What a time to be in uranium right now.
It sure is. All our uranium acquisitions are fairly recent.
Yeah.
So we've really given Greenvale a makeover in the last few months with acquiring projects that we've done a lot of DD on. Mm-hmm. And we feel the uranium industry is set to grow exponentially in the next 25 years.
I couldn't agree more with this nuclear movement and also the AI movement needing more power than ever. Mm-hmm. Look at Microsoft buying their power from the new nuclear power plant in, I think it's South Texas or America somewhere. And so it definitely drives tailwinds for the sector. Now, you're only new in this role. What drove you to want to be part of Greenvale Energy?
Well, I'm chairman of the company.
Yeah.
I was non-executive chairman. Mm-hmm. My wife and I are the largest shareholders in Greenvale.
So you have a lot of belief in it.
Yeah, we own probably 12% of the company. So We've invested a lot of money in Greenvale. And I'm very keen to see it work. Yeah. So we had a bit of a hiccup with our bitumen project, which has taken longer than ever, longer than expected, rather, and as a result, we lost our CEO. So I felt the best move was for me to take over. I've been a managing director of listed public companies for since 1991. So I've been doing it for a while.
It's not your first rodeo.
It's not my first rodeo, no.
Now, you have permits in Queensland and Northern Territory. Those are, the Northern Territory especially is well known for its uranium assets. Yep. What are you looking for there? What's your progress going for Greenvale?
We've acquired 5 projects, 4 in the Territory, 1 in Queensland. Yep. The Queensland project's the most advanced, discovered by ESO over 50 years ago. And they put a fair bit of drilling in, came up with very high grade deposit. We've reprocessed all the data. There was another company went in 2008, 30 years after ESO, and did more work. We've looked at all the data and we feel that it's potentially a intrusive elascite style of deposit. They're usually very large deposits, and we think it's potentially a Rossing look-alike.
Now, uranium has pulled back recently, obviously with the deep seek out of China, but the fundamentals and the tailwinds are still there for the outlook to continue growing. What do you make of the price of uranium at the moment, and what do you think, or how far do you think it can go?
Yeah, look, the uranium price is notoriously fickle, but all commodity prices are. Yeah. I don't think in our industry you want to be too concerned about the short-term up and downs. You really have to look at the long term. And in our view, the momentum in the uranium sector is really picking up, and there's 32 countries, 14 banks have just pledged to triple the nuclear energy output over the next 25 years. So that's good enough for me.
You recently acquired the advanced high-grade Oasis project, in the uranium project in Queensland. Tell us about the significance of mining uranium there, and how does it differ from the Northern Territory and the assets you're seeing between the two?
Well, currently there's a moratorium on mining uranium in Queensland. We expect the new Liberal government will drop that, and if there is a new federal coalition government, then I'd expect it'll be open slather on uranium mining. I have spoken to Senator Susan McDonald, who's the Shadow Resources Minister. She is very gung-ho on uranium.
Good.
She wants to see fuel enrichment processes happening in Australia. She wants to see a whole nuclear industry. Yeah. Because we have more uranium than anyone else in the world.
We're the only ones not using it.
We're the only ones not using it, and I think it's a national disgrace, but...
We're not going political today, Neil. Now, with 5 uranium projects under your belt now, that's a lot to work with. What's the timeline to production for the one that's most advanced, Oasis, and which project has attracted the most market attention?
They all have attracted market attention. Oasis has had a fair bit of drilling, but only in one area. There is a resource that's non-JORC compliant, which we can't quote, that was done on that project 20 years ago. So it's an exploration project, so you can't put a timeline on production from an exploration project, but we expect it's going to be a large resource. So we would drill it out and do resource upgrades as we move through the process.
Yeah.
And once it reaches a feasible amount of resource, then we'll do a feasibility study, and then we'd be able to set a production date.
When does drilling start?
I hope April.
Okay.
And the same in the Territory. We have one of our projects is very advanced and is drill ready.
Yeah.
It was drill ready 15 years ago, but the company that was planning to do the drilling didn't go ahead with it. I think they ran out of money.
Yeah.
Tough times for uranium.
Very tough back then.
Back in 2011.
Yeah.
I know that because we had a uranium project in Namibia at that time, and uranium was between 25 and 35
a pound
US a pound.
And what are we now?
70.
70, which is not bad. People
Not
are
bad.
calling 100, so we'll see how we go. Neil, thank you for your time today. Very exciting times for Greenvale Energy. We're excited to see what this year has in store for you.
Good, thank you very much.